Memphis is the home of the blues, rock and roll, and Earle Farrell.
From the Collierville Square to the mighty Mississippi, the Earle Farrell for Memphis show is all about good things that happen across the Bluff City and the people who make Memphis cool.
The Earle Farrell for Memphis show is made possible by our title sponsor, Southern Security Federal Credit Union,
by Dive Shop and Dive Ventures nationwide, Jim Keras Chevrolet with George Gully, For Memphis Magazine, the Live at the Garden concert series, and the Orpheum Theatre Group Memphis, and by Mitch Wright Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, family owned and operated for more than 40 years. And brought to you by High-Low Commercial Services, owned by the cleanest man in the world, and by Walker Auctions, LLC. When it's time to sell, Walker Auctions doesn't fiddle around. Thank you to all the sponsors for making this possible.
And now, coming to you from Lansky Brothers, Clothier to the King, inside the world-famous Peabody Hotel, with the heart of a cowboy and Memphis in his soul. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your host, Earle Farrell.
And thank you very much, and welcome to Lansky's inside the world-famous Peabody Hotel. And we've got some stars coming on with us today from Theatre Memphis. They're the people that make it all happen, and was recently at Theatre Memphis for production. We'll talk about that in a second, but let me introduce you to our guest. We've got Debbie Litch, who's the executive producer, and also Randall Hartzog, who's the Theatre Memphis Director of Marketing and Communications. Welcome. And also Janice Hall, who's our good personal friend, and also the incoming president of the Board of Directors. So welcome to you all and to our stage. And but your stage has really been upgraded. People have not been to Theatre Memphis in a while. You would be amazed at all the changes. It's absolutely beautiful. You did an incredible job. But what I like about it is I've been going to Theatre Memphis since I've been here almost 50 years. And I've gone to so many productions over the years, and you go sit down, and it takes you right back to remembering all the great things that have come on stage there over the years.
Well, again, we were just so pleased that during the pandemic, which we didn't know was going to happen in 2020, that we had planned to do a major renovation and expansion. And we started January 2nd, 2020, in anticipation of our 100th anniversary. 100 years that we have been in Memphis, not at that location. And then the pandemic hit, but fortunately we were deemed essential, so we were able to go on. We were ready to open in 8 months, but the world was not ready for us to open, so we were able to get our new and improved theater open as of August 2021 and start celebrating that 100-plus years.
And you know, it really is amazing. You think about 100 years for an arts program to be continuously running here. And but it also shows that even 100 years ago, people were interested in the arts here in Memphis. And that's a tribute to the people of Memphis, I think.
And it's funny that you had mentioned, it's like coming home, you're very familiar. Part of the renovation focus that we had was that we wanted it to feel like what people had experienced before, just newer, fresher, more inviting in the spaces that we had. So we kind of incorporate a lot of things from the old space. They're subtle, but just little things that would remind people and kind of bring them back, too.
Absolutely. In fact, my son, who's only 37, is always going, I don't like this change stuff going on. But here we got some slides. This is the theater from the outside. There's all the tremendous art pieces out there. Then the lobby is just spectacular. And it is all new, fresh, and bright, and new restrooms, the bars, just everything. And then the theater itself, that's not part of the theater itself, but the seats, you get more leg room. Air conditioning, I noticed, was in the floor, so you got good circulation for air, because Memphis does get hot in the summer. But it is spectacular. Kathy and I were at Noises Off, which was a production that was at the last production you had there, as a matter of fact. And I hadn't been in several years, and I was totally impressed with the theater itself and the seating, but also your actors. And these are all volunteers. And they were just, I mean, it was a professional performance by everybody. We laughed. And I'm a hard crowd. I'm tough. And I genuinely laughed out loud. And to me, that's the biggest tribute I could give you on a comedy.
Well, we are so fortunate that there is so much talent in Memphis, and that we just want to be a place where it is showcased. And we fortunately had over 70 people that came and auditioned for that show. And basically, there are a total of about 10 in the production. But that, again, was another incentive for us to redo the building and celebrate 100, because we work so hard to get those production values at the top level that we can. We don't take it for granted. So to be able to enhance the experience when people first park and walk in and get a cocktail and then go and sit in the seat and then hopefully be wowed by the amazing talent, but also very proud of the production values. And we have all of our designers on staff. So again, we are very proud to showcase our artists that we've invested in.
And I've mentioned there are some people that are staff and they do get paid, but the other ones blend in so well. I mean, you can't tell who's staff and who is a barber or an architect that's out there contributing their talent to the effort. And the set from Noises Off was amazing, because you actually, so many of the production that come to Orpheum, they're all built, and come in on tractor trailer rigs. Yours had to be switched around and moved during the intermission. And the whole play was then done in reverse, and I was just blown away by it, because the set was made. I kept waiting for one of the doors to break, and they all held up.
Some of them did, and because of the nature of the show, it didn't make any difference.
You
they
just keep
went
going
to the next door.
And especially doorknobs coming off.
Yeah.
That we had to repair nightly.
But it was just a very enjoyable experience, and it's also even movie theaters. People still go to movie theaters the way they used to, and you forget how enjoyable it is to be in an audience watching something and experiencing it all together.
And that is so infectious, and especially a comedy. We all need a comedy right now and be able to laugh. But when you're sitting next to someone and they're laughing, it just spreads, and everybody has a great, great time. So that is the reward for those that are performing, too.
Well, it is. And if you've ever been, it's like in television, we have no audience. You're at a news scene, you're talking. You might hear somebody go, "Who are you?" Hi, one of many fans going by. So it's not like you're out there with the audience expecting you to come out on stage and do a performance. But Memphis audiences are really great. They're so polite that you really do stink. They don't boo. They just don't clap.
Exactly. Or laugh.
Yes. But they are very generous, and that's one of the great things I love about Memphis. And the same thing with the people that move here. If they like you, they like you. If they don't like you, they just don't hang around with you, and so...
Well, that's one of the things that's so amazing about, she was talking about the talent in Memphis, is there are so many people that have moved away to learn or to experience or be part of the art somewhere else in New York or Chicago, Miami, Houston, anywhere that has a large market that way for artists. But a lot of people in our area have done that. They've gained that talent, that knowledge, that education, and they've come back to Memphis, which is so much more livable.
Yes.
And they have a life, and part of what we do is offer the opportunity to be part of a quality production that if you're an artist, you know that you don't quite feed that thing, it's going to eat you alive, and we kind of offer that opportunity for artists that have gone away, gotten their experience to come back, and the talent level in this town is just remarkable.
And for those that don't have as much experience or haven't developed their talents yet, we are proud to say that we love to be part of growing our own so that we can help build their talents and skills and give them exposure on stage. So that's the beauty of a community theater, is our investment into everyone.
My wife, producer, is pointing out something that on the
two venues.
Yeah, the two venues, which I didn't see. I've never seen the smaller venue, which seats about 100 people. And the
about
big
120,
theater
yes.
is 400, which is the perfect size, I think, because it's intimate and everybody's close to the stage. There's not a bad seat.
In fact, we just finished, before we opened Noises Off, Shawshank Redemption, and of course everybody loves that movie, and it's so iconic, and it's the first production in this area that of a play version that's been produced, and it had to be in the next stage, even though we could have sold a lot of tickets in our Laurie stage, but you had to be uncomfortable. You had to be in that penitentiary with those men, so it's really serves a great purpose for us.
Did you get Morgan Freeman to do the voiceover?
No, but we had someone that was just almost the spitting image and sounded just like him, right, Randall?
Yeah, it's great.
Kathy and I had dinner with Morgan a couple of times, and we asked him and said, how did that come about? I mean, was that always planned that you would do the narration? He said, no, actually, they do a thing called dailies in films, and that's what the scenes that were shot that day, they would play for all the concerned producers, directors, and all. And they would have one of the actors or somebody just do a narrative of what was going on and what the scene's about and all that. And so they got Morgan to do it, and they said, this is incredible. And that's how it ended up being in the picture, because they said, we can't do this without Morgan doing it. And he really was. It's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
And
well, it was very popular, to say the least.
You've got an actor that's coming back into the theater realm, Jim Jaggers, who just recently retired from broadcasting many years here in Memphis, and he's going to be in an upcoming production.
He's going to be in our opening production of The Music Man, where we're paying tribute to our 250th anniversary of our country. And what a fun, iconic, treasured musical it is, but he will be terrific as the mayor of River City.
Well, he's a great guy, a good friend of mine, and I'm glad to see him coming back and doing something. Also, you've got another production before your actually 250th tribute is Legally Blonde. That's coming up here in
3 weeks,
June 5th through the 28th.
So we're excited that this is the first time we've produced Legally Blonde, the musical. Everybody knows, again, the movie. It's iconic. But probably they don't know the music that is attached to it that went to Broadway. And we have a terrific cast, and it has some major people that have been in several shows with us, and we've attracted new talent to this, as well as 2 adorable dogs that actually will be live on stage. So you will not be seeing any stuffed animals in this show.
I think everybody likes realism, and dogs.
Exactly.
You can't fake a dog. But it is about celebrating 250 years the United States of America, and nearly all the shows have something to do time period-wise from those 250 years. Starting off, as you mentioned a minute ago, The Music Man, August 14th to September 6th. Then 12th night, September 18th through the 24th. How does the 12th night, what is its significance?
Well, it's significant because it's probably one of the most beloved and popular Shakespeare productions, and we found that in the next stage we have many, many actors who are so passionate about Shakespeare, and so we've been producing several of those over the last years. But we do get, though, to an anniversary when we do $1 Million Quartet in October, because it'll be 70 years in December that that iconic evening took place at Sun Studio, and we are so thrilled. Exactly. We're so thrilled that we're going to be able to produce that show.
You know, I was reading something the other day, and it had all these phrases that we say all the time, seeing eye to eye, and all these things that Shakespeare wrote. Everybody thinks it's old English and it's not relevant anymore. In reality, it is relevant, because, I mean, hundreds of key phrases that Shakespeare wrote we all use today.
Exactly.
And I've got to tell you, a lot of times in the communications that I use when we put out on Facebook, or even if our e-blast that we send out to our patrons, specifically for Shakespeare, I will research his phrasing from those particular shows, and I will use those because that will connect to people that know the show and know him.
Yeah.
And you're right, it's just so relevant from day to day what he has said and things that he has put out there.
It is like music. Great writing is like great music, is that it never goes out of style, because they're great.
And Shakespeare's a testament to that.
Absolutely. Then $1 Million Quartet in Byhalia, Mississippi. What is that about?
Byhalia, Mississippi is by a Mid-South playwright, Evan Linder, and it takes place in Byhalia, Mississippi, and it was inspired by somewhat, I guess, of either an experience that the playwright Evan had had. So again, to be able to do another tribute to the Mid-South and to showcase another talent, especially a playwright. The interesting thing about this is that he went up, he submitted this and presented it in Chicago, won all kinds of awards, but this is the first time he will actually direct his own play.
Oh, wow.
So that is going to be very exciting.
So does he pronounce the word the same way locals do, Byhalia?
Byhalia.
Yeah, because everybody else calls it Byhalia. And you go, well, you ain't from around here, are you? The complete works of William Shakespeare.
That is just a fun comic farce.
Notice that it's abridged again, revised.
Yeah.
You know, this is like the 4th iteration of that show they've made. They update it all the time.
You know, in where I grew up, Odessa, Texas, there is actually a Shakespearean theater in the Round that was built back in the 50s. And everybody goes, how did that get here? The other big thing here is a giant jackrabbit. And then you've got Shakespeare's theater, which is an exact duplicate of the one in
the Globe, yeah.
And so they keep it alive. And there's also a Shakespearean club and theater here in Memphis.
Tennessee Shakes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Tennessee Shakespeare.
So Shakespeare is alive and well in Memphis.
They're passionate about it, and we're so proud to present.
And then Fiddler on the Roof, which everybody loves, Fiddler on the
Tradition.
Roof. Yeah.
And we have a terrific director associated with that, Cecilia Wingate, and we're just so thrilled that we're able to present that this particular year. We've produced it before, but it's been a while.
And
so
does everybody start humming along? Da 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 da.
Exactly. We encourage
That's the one they know.
sing-alongs.
Yes, you all know that one. Tony Stone.
A new play that is part of our Read to Relate program, where we're discovering new playwrights, new ideas in our next stage. And it's a story about an African-American woman, true story, that was a baseball player and was the first woman to be on the Negro League back in the 1920s. She
I didn't
broke
even know that
that
there were
glass
women in the
ceiling.
Negro League.
Well, she was the first.
And Memphis was a huge presence.
It's
in
an
the Negro
amazing
League.
story. It's an amazing story. And part of what we do in the next stage, we're able to do maybe a little more controversial type plays or things that have some other kind of meaning, more deeper meaning. And Tony Stone was something through our Read to Relate program, which we have established to try to reach into the community and represent our community better on what we put on our stage. And Tony Stone was one of those that was selected out of that program that we're really proud to produce.
The Odd Couple female version, which is what's interesting about that is when I was in high school, I ushered at the local movie theater. And I thought, I'm going to get to watch all these movies free all summer long. And The Odd Couple came on, ran 52 weeks. And I knew every song, every dialogue in that whole movie. And but you know what? It held up.
It does. Neil Simon, just iconic playwright. But it's going to be fun to do it from the female version of it. And I think that we will have a terrific cast. And the person, actually, Anne Marie Hall, who directed Our Noises Off, is directing our female version of Odd Couple, and there's no one that knows funny more than she does. So
It'll be interesting how she adapts it. Are they playing bridge or are they playing poker?
well, actually, I think it's more like canasta or something like that, and not poker.
And then chorus line, a chorus line, June 4th to the 27th. And, of course, everybody knows a chorus line.
And it actually just celebrated its 50th anniversary. And, you know, we
Wow.
kind of think of it as a contemporary musical, but the fact is it's been 50 years. We have produced it before, but we're excited that we can, again, showcase, especially from the dance standpoint, of the performers that are in this community.
And Whitney being involved.
Exactly. Whitney Brannon will be our director. And and
That's our Beth, our shy one here.
We love her too. And the interesting story is that when she was 16, we did the performance in the production for the first time in 1999, and an original member of A Chorus Line, Mitzi Hamilton, actually cast her to play Val, which we know is Dance 10 Looks 3. I won't say the other on air. But it's fun to come full circle, and now she's going to be able to direct her version of A Chorus Line.
Well, it's an absolutely great lineup. It's a great year for this country, and it's great of y'all to really kind of pull it all together with great things on stage. And the beautiful theater, and if you haven't been, you need to go ahead and buy tickets now, and I would suggest doing that. They do them at the theater? Can you do it online?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you go to our website, theatrememphis.org, and there's across the top, you can see tickets, you can drop down, you can see the season that we've had that's coming up. There's all kinds of opportunities under Join to be part of a volunteer organization like ours. So you can see what we have to offer for people that might want to build sets, sew costumes, hang lights.
All of it has to be done.
And it's all done at Theatre Memphis.
Yeah.
And you have great costumes. Years ago, it was Halloween, and Ben Kazee and I worked at Channel 3 with him, and I was dating Kathy at the time. And so we went to Theatre Memphis, and they had these Beefeater costumes that are made exactly like the Beefeater costumes in England. And so we thought we'd go, the real deal. So we got Kathy to go buy us some white pantyhose. The problem was that we looked just like Beefeaters, had the hat with the plume. We go to Beale Street on Halloween night, and the brothers kept wanting to lift our dresses up as we went down. I said, we're getting out of here.
That and Scottish kilts.
Yes. They can't stand it, but we were authentic. Well, congratulations on the upcoming season and for all you've done over the 100 years you've been around, and thank you for continuing this great tradition. And I would say to the audience, please bring young people to these shows. They're so used to playing video games and down in the basement and all. Get them out to see real life, because that's what's going on stage.
Well, we appreciate it, and thank you so much for having us on today so that we can talk about Theatre Memphis and all of the amazing arts that are in this community. And we always say that we're just proud to be one of the many outstanding arts organizations.
You certainly are, and a great facility, and very centrally located. Easy to get to, easy to get in and out, too.
Free parking.
Yes, that is a big deal. But Debbie, thank you, and Randall, thank you, and of course Janice, our good friend, for bringing all this together. That is our show for today. Go to the Theatre Memphis, and we'll see you next time.
Hi, this is Dawn Grader, President and CEO of Southern Security Federal Credit Union at our new headquarters here in Collierville, Tennessee, off by Hellier Road. We are the proud presenting sponsor of the Earle Farrell For Memphis show and are looking forward to a great 2026 where some of the shows will be hosted from our new headquarters location here in Collierville.
Hello, Memphis Mid-South. And first, I'd like to thank you for visiting with Earle Farrell Memphis today. And we want to support him just like you do. I'm George Gully, one of the sales managers at Jim Keras Chevrolet. We've been in business here in Memphis for over 75 years. I've been associated with the company for almost 25. And I'll help you find the right car, truck, or SUV here at not only our Chevy store, but also Buick, GMC, Nissan, Subaru. We can help you find that right car. Keep watching, Earl, and come see me. Thanks so much.
Hi, I'm Mitch Wright.
And I'm his son, Mickey.
And we're the owners of Mitch Wright Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
And proud sponsors of the Earle Farrell for Memphis show.
We're thankful to be part of the Memphis community. We've been in business for 42 years, taking care of people and loving the people of the Mid-South.
Hi, this is Randy Wright from the Dive Shop and Dive Ventures in Memphis. We've been in Memphis over 64 years teaching people to dive, snorkel, and swim. We'd love to have you come join us and have some fun. We're also a part of the Dive Ventures Group with 18 locations across the country, stretched from Phoenix to Vienna, Virginia. Please give us a call. We'll be able to take care of you at 999 South Yates in Memphis, or call us at 901-763-DIVE.
Hi, I'm Brett Batterson, President and CEO of the Orpheum Theater Group in downtown Memphis. We are so pleased with our partnership with the Earle Farrell Show and very happy that he is broadcasting live from Lansky's at the historic Peabody Hotel. We're all here to make Memphis better.
This is Lance Walker, Fast Talker with Walker Auctions, and we're selling a beautiful 4-bedroom, 4-bath home just outside of Lexington, Tennessee. That's halfway between Memphis and Nashville. This home is custom built. It's got everything you want in it. Plus, it sits on 75 beautiful acres that's entirely fenced, and it's also gated. In the back is a Mennonite-built barn with 9 stalls. Also, a equipment shed, Mennonite-built. Folks, this is quality. Call me at 901-493-1936 with any questions, or go to our website, walkerauctions.com. You can see it all. Come Saturday from noon till 3 p.m. We'll have an inspection.
Hospitals ask him for advice. Janitors ask him for autographs. He once cleaned a mirror so well it became a window. He once cleaned a subway pole, and crime dropped 40%. He has never once read the instructions on a bottle of shampoo. The shampoo already knows what to do. Even bleach thinks he overdoes it a little. Soap companies use him as the control group. Even his shadow practices good hygiene. He once cleaned a public restroom. Now it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. His laundry detergent contains 0% chemicals, just a photo of him on the bottle. He once coughed in a hospital, and everyone got healthier. The CDC occasionally calls him for backup. The 5-second rule doesn't apply around him. He organized a junk drawer so well, it's now a museum. He is the cleanest man in the world.
I don't always drink, but when I do, even the ice cubes feel disinfected.
Well, when I said you'll see us next time, well, it's next time already.
It comes too fast.
Yeah, that came around the corner quick. George Gully has just joined me from Jim Keras CHEVROLET. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So you were on the phone with General Motors just all the way here.
Well, I went to Detroit and back. I was actually talking to General Motors in Collierville. But he's a retired executive, and I called him and said, I'm going to be on this show, and I need something to talk about, so lay it on me.
So what did he say?
You know, he's optimistic about the future, but he's a realist, and we are dealing with some economic issues as far as the war is concerned, and petroleum issues, gas issues. That's no secret to anyone. We hope it can be resolved quickly. I'll say it that way.
It could happen as early as this weekend because the president is in China.
That's right.
And it's even more so to China's advantage to get the straits open and shipping moving again worldwide.
Right.
It's not just the price of gasoline. It is the availability of gasoline and fuel for ships and airplanes to get the products that go to make so many things.
Well, petroleum's involved in many, many things, as we all know. And one of the things he mentioned to me, which was chips. We're seeing some volatility in the market, and that's because of availability of the production of chips, which goes into, there's so many, over thousands, multiple thousands of chips in every automobile produced in the world.
When you think about it, all the things that you love about your modern cars, the sensors that send somebody walking in front of your car, you get too close to the bumper in front of you, just everything on the car works because of chips.
True.
And if there ain't no chips, there ain't no car.
Yeah, we're in trouble. And you and I grew up in that 4-barrel carburetor and all that, and muscle cars, and there is nothing like it today. I tell the clients that I'm talking to right now, let's try to find what you want today because availability is still there. It might be a little short in certain areas, but it's there. We could see shortages, true shortages, by late summer.
And I would think one of the advantages of buying a brand new car right now is that everything's working, and you got all the parts are on it, and you get it, and then you hope this thing's over in 6 months, and then when something does happen to your car, they'll be able to get the parts.
We don't want to. This is not doom and gloom.
Yeah.
This is just being realistic to the fact that there could be issues down the road, and so you want to take action. If you think you might want to do something, this is not a bad time to do it.
I've got some pictures here. This I took a few days ago in the showroom there at Jim Keras, and that is an electric Corvette.
Yeah.
And I said, is this faster than the other Corvettes? He went, Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
Which
fast.
they scare me. I can't imagine how fast this thing is.
Hey, I don't. You have said before, and I do drive an electric car. I don't miss yellow lights. I make it through instantly
because they're so quick.
I mean, it's crazy.
And I was going to bring that up because you bought your electric car right at the end of the year.
Sure.
And I was
before the money was taken off the hood.
Well,
too.
was it $7,500?
It was. Yeah.
That you took advantage of. But right now, you have not put a drop of gas in that car.
I haven't felt the shortage.
No, and everybody else, I said in the promo for the show, I said, you got all these electric car owners that are smiling every time they pass a gas station.
That's right.
And then you got all these gas burners like myself. Every time I say,
you're going to make it. It's coming back down. We're going to see it back.
It still isn't as high as it was.
Back
during Biden's time.
Of course.
So, but everybody's immediate thing, they think, gosh, this is costing so much. But because I remember when I went to Florida then, it cost me about what we were going to pay when we go to Florida.
Sure.
This
I gave my Kroger points to my wife, Jane. She's going to Knoxville tomorrow to visit our son.
That was damn decent of you, George.
Yeah, really. Well, the least I could do.
And you really mean that.
Oh, yeah. I'm giving it to her either way, Earl. It's
well, that's no matter what to say. I want Kathy to get some of this. She gets all of this. That's the way that works.
Sure.
But the electric car, and we've talked several times. You have really enjoyed it, and
I have.
It's and I think what is the biggest thing you've had to get used to on an electric car versus
lack
a gas?
of sound.
You just think something's wrong?
I don't even think about it anymore. Acceleration is, without a doubt, superior to anything I've ever had in my life, and I've had a lot of cars. But the lack of sound, I call it my golf cart on steroids.
Well, but a golf cart, because I live on a golf course, I hear them all the time. They actually have kind of a
singing sound.
Yeah, kind of a whine, high-pitched whine.
This
has no sound.
Well, compared to that, yes, but it still has sound. I came through my little complex that and there was a lady walking her dog, and
she didn't even hear you.
Mine actually has a beeper if I'm going in if it gets close to someone.
Oh, it's a sensor I was talking about.
It's a sensor,
yeah.
That's right.
Here's an electric car that's in the lobby right now.
Sure.
And I got some interior shots. It is, I love the two-tone seats.
You must have taken that. It's just like mine.
Yeah. And in fact, you told me that. And it's so roomy. That's just the side seat. Well, I thought I had one more shot of the.
That's all right.
And you open up the back, and there's as much room in the back as in the whole passenger compartment. I mean, it's huge. And then the fact that it's so quiet, but it's also heavy. And you said that, does that really help you in cornering and things like that? Because you're.
I'm going to be frank with you. It is heavier, which is great on the interstate. It feels very solid. Coming into this parking lot just a few minutes ago, I don't have the aerodynamics that I did in the previous model because of the size of the batteries or just the way it's designed. So I kind of felt as if I had to be very careful in turns. In other words, I'm not perceiving those corners as well as
you did before.
That's truthfully
interesting.
Yeah.
I did. In fact, we talked about it last time.
Other models might not be that way, but mine is.
And it takes getting used to any car because every car is different. I know that Rob and Beth just bought a car from you here just a few weeks ago.
We love them. I have to say, I'm an Indian giver. I had a little present for them, and I left it in the car. We might go back and get it, but we'll lay it on them.
Well,
we're thankful for them too.
I was asking them, I said, well, do you miss your old car? They said, no.
Instant gratification.
Well, and every time you get in it, you go, oh, we could go ride in our new car.
Yeah.
Does an electric car have the same new car smell?
Oh, absolutely. It still has it for me 9 months after I got it.
Yeah. Well, the cars coming out that you're getting now, and that's why I mentioned, and you were talking about it too, we don't know how long this thing's going to last with the Middle East.
Well, here's one thing about most manufacturers today. This thing will be a hiccup. It won't stop them. For instance, in my world of GM, we're dealing with all-new Chevrolet pickup trucks, and that's big in this part of the world.
Sure.
And the testosterone is flowing amongst the truck owners. And they are all pumped up, ready to go. And the new engine that's coming out, the V8 that's coming out, modifications are, These things will be more obvious to me to show. Matter of fact, on the next show, I should have pictures.
Okay, and we'll go
You
down.
hold me to that.
And we'll take a test drive, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, of course we will. Earl, we'll just go out and putt around. But that's maybe a few months away. I shouldn't say next time.
But also, let's talk about pre-owned cars. Right now, pre-owned cars are selling for a lot more.
Yeah, that's a big talk in the industry right now. As we've declined in the manufacturing in the last 45 days, that means less sales, which means less trade-ins, which means less availability, and we know what that means. Prices are steady, if not higher.
Yeah.
And I have clients, my phone, I've felt it buzz 4 times since I've sat down. And that said, people want to buy with the knowledge that they're buying a good product and they want a good price. And that's a big part of the world right now. Affordability, we know what's going on out there, and I'm sensitive to it just like you are.
Well, and I've been in your office so many times when somebody calls up, and one of the things I hear so often is, I want to keep the same car payment I have now.
Of course.
What can you get me in?
Well, it's just like going to a restaurant tonight. If all of us went out to eat together, we know we're going to pay more than we did this time last year, I should say.
Yeah, and it's
it's not what I want to say.
No, but I like everybody else. You want to get the same quality, but you're going to have to pay a little bit more for it. I would rather pay a little bit more for it than have less quality. And I think that's the way people are thinking now. If you're buying a car, you still want to get the best thing you can.
To which I just left a particular office of a client at 1 o'clock, and she and I discussed the fact she didn't have any hesitancy to say she could buy a used or a new. But at the same time, I said, if we're going to buy a used, we're going to look into the history. I'm going to give you all the good, bad, and otherwise. And hopefully we find the unicorn you're looking for.
Well, and there's so much better cars today than when I was in high school and we were looking for an old Heap, for $300. Yeah. And there was no record. They could have rolled the speedometer back. None of that stuff was available. And now you can pretty much do the background on a car, know exactly what's happened to it. And cars are just so much better built now than they ever have been before.
Absolutely. We need you to do commercials for us, Earl. I need you with me.
Hey, this is called life experience. I've experienced it all.
I know it.
But you could buy a car now, and the car that you maybe could get 75,000 miles out of. Now, my last car, I had 350,000 miles on it.
Well, go back in time when you and I were growing up, and we would say trade in at 50 to 75,000 miles. Today, 150,000 might be the number.
I'd say you go even further. In fact, I'm driving mine now until it don't drive anymore.
Okay, but you might put me out of business, Earl. We don't want that.
I've got kids.
They'll keep we all have those expenses, and yet you're 100% correct. 200,000 miles wouldn't be out of the norm.
Yeah. And during the summer, because nobody really knows what the gas prices are, but the car's also much more fuel efficient. And the other thing, too, is be cognizant of all the more weight you have driving around on a daily basis. If you got a bunch of bats, balls, and aquariums in your car.
Golf
clubs. Take that stuff out of your car.
Yeah, just put it in the garage.
And then when you need it again, you can just put it in your car, because the less weight your car has, the more efficient it is.
You're 100% correct. I mean, just use your intuitive knowledge that weight costs you money somewhere down the road.
Yeah, in fact, if I didn't drive in my car, it would be a lot better off than me and my other big friends. But still be glad.
Speaking of friends, I talked to Larry Ennis this morning.
Oh, great.
He says hello to you. He'll say hello to everyone out
Well,
there.
we miss him.
Our great friend from many, many years. He's in Fort Worth.
He had a birthday just the other day.
He did.
And I said, happy birthday, go eat some Texas barbecue for me. And some Texas Mexican food, too.
That's right.
They're very unique.
Big rains going on in Dallas.
Right now?
Over the last week, he said that Fort Worth had flooded downtown 2 or 3 times in the last 2 weeks.
Well, they have gotten a lot. In fact, my sister lives above Fort Worth, and they had some real big downpours. And they're in the midst of redoing their backyard and swimming pool. Okay. So that all stops when it rains.
Well, the pool filled up. We know that.
Or you could be like mine and just let it rain, man. I got a fish pond. But you're back selling both new and used cars. And are there any incentives going on right now?
We've had some going down, some going up, and this is why it pays to find a person, whether it's my dealership or anywhere you go, and just to ask. We're in a digital world. We all know this, but at the same time, it doesn't hurt to just speak to a human being and say what's going on in the market, just like you're asking me. I've got some of my stores offering larger discounts than others based on supply and demand. That's all it is.
Well, no, Beth and Rob got a really good deal. They got a Subaru,
and they've got low interest financing, which they took advantage of. Some of the manufacturers will say we're not going to give you as much off, but we're going to give you a better rate.
Yeah,
and it's all money.
Absolutely.
So,
but that is why I always recommend you, George, because you do shoot people straight and you tell them what the deals are and what's not a good deal right now.
We've been hanging around together, Earl, for a long time.
We have been. In fact, I was talking about the day you've been with me almost 14 years. Think about that.
Oh, my gosh.
Back when the radio show.
And Jim Keras and I, he stopped in my office. He came out of Florida, and we talked not as much about cars as maybe you think, but he and I have been together 27 years.
Wow. And the experience does count
Thank you.
Whatever business you're in. Well, I appreciate your friendship and all you bring to the show with the information you bring.
Hey, you're doing a great job here. I mean, you eclipsed that. Was it 1,000, Beth?
100 shows.
Oh, gosh, not 1,000. Heck, he's not 85 yet.
Well, I'm working on it.
100, pardon
me. But your comments were very appreciated today. They got you on film saying happy 100
Oh,
show.
yeah.
And,
we're glad for you.
We love being here, and it's been fun to do it, and we're continuing on.
Very good. Enjoyed it being here with you.
Tell them how they can get hold of you.
You can get me at Jim Keras Chevrolet, 387-2000, or how about my cell, 901-491-8343, or just call and ask for George.
There's only one George. Thank you, George.
Thank you.
All right, that's our show for today. Really, I mean it this time, and we will see you next time.
Okay.